Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to some more Geopolitical Simulator for Power and Revolution with North Korea. All right. And we're doing pretty good. We're 138 ranking out of 152. We were originally 150 out of 152. So, gross national happiness going up. It's pretty nice. They set fire to my house. Well, I don't know what to tell you, buddy. I do the best I can do with the power and I have. Yeah, these guys here, we got to finish them off. They're very close. Let's go ahead and infiltrate and get these guys wrapped up and be done with them. Happiness increase in North Korea. Finally, something I want to see. Feels like we've been having such bad luck with that. You know, purchasing power is better off than it was. So that's good. A 2.9 billion cash surplus. All right, so how does that look now for debt? Perfect. We've paid everything down a little bit. I was hoping we'd just pay them off across the board, but we've paid it all down. I guess that's okay. We just keep paying each one of them down, which makes sense. All right, and we had a law passed on monthly rent allowance, trying to help people out a little bit, get some purchasing power going. And hopefully increase national wealth, human rights, education, things we still need to work on. 136. Are we going to take North Korea into the top 10? I doubt it. If we can get, within the 100, at least, that'd be pretty good. All right, health. We should be pretty good with health. Unless there's legislation I have available. Retirement age, minimum retirement pension, consumption of marijuana. When I tried to look into this, people were against. No, the people liked it. Regulate the consumption of marijuana. Decriminalized consumption means that the consumer is not prosecuted, but trafficking and possession of marijuana are prohibited. With tolerated consumption, the consumption is clearly illegal, but the consumer is, in reality, rarely prosecuted. I think I kind of want to go ahead and allow small quantities. I think people really like that. I don't know if that's going to help with happiness. I think it would, but I don't actually know. Maybe human rights. Oh, that actually hurt us a lot. Oh, health didn't like that. Consumption of marijuana. People, they said they'd like it, but they went back on me on that. Well, that's okay. Not a big deal. We're going to take some hits here and there, and then we'll build them back up. I am perfectly fine with this. I know the whatever legislation that exists in North Korea didn't like it. Either way, I think we'll still get, even if health goes down a bit, all of a sudden it's going up. I think maybe human rights will still get a hit there.
Here is our growth forecast for the end of the year based on calculations that we made last month.
All right, so projected 1.8% growth. Stands at 3%. As a reminder, the rate previous quarter was 4%, so unemployment still sitting at a nice cool 3%. It's all over the place right now. It's going back down. It was back up because I changed the key interest rate. Actually, how is the inflation? I think we've managed to turn it around. It's going down, and that's all that matters to me. 16, so it'll probably keep diving because of the key interest rate. I don't care. And what is the key interest rate at currently? It was 10%. I could change it to 12. Let's just see where inflation caps off here. It should potentially stop at some point here. All right, surplus as of percentage, 22%, almost 8 billion, still excess of the GDP. We're kind of waiting for the next quarter to tick by. I really don't want to spend massive quantities of money. I've had a couple of people comment telling me to work on infrastructure. Infrastructure is something I definitely do want to work on. I've actually gone ahead and started doing that, doing things like improving the amount of high-speed fiber optic that the country has currently. Time to reach construction objective. We're still less than 1 month away from finishing that.
One of my men succeeded.
So I am working on infrastructure. There's a couple other things I want to do. Obviously, I want to get some highways connecting, some trains here. You can see how South Korea looks with all the trains and highways. I'd like to look a lot more like that. So that's going to be kind of a big thing for us. But I can't do that until we deal with paying our debt off. I want to make sure that that's done with. But we could still spend a little bit of money on certain areas like housing and such. All right, so the consumption of marijuana law passed, and that really hurt us.
The decree takes effect as of today.
But it is what it is.
In the area of humanitarian emergency.
Blah, blah, blah.
My informants report that the...
So that kind of beat us up, but we'll turn it around. There's a couple areas here we could still correct it. Getting rid of the... this organization gets dismantled here. That'll actually boost us a lot.
It's true that the blow...
Okay, so I guess we didn't completely take them out. We got to be really close. Holy crap. Okay. Unbelievably close. All right. Went to the funeral. Got a little bit of an increase there. This here would actually help our infrastructure a little bit. Let's see. How much would it cost to raise all this? I know this isn't cheap. Not too bad, though. So let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, I definitely want to get some of these highways built, secondary highways. Medium traffic airport. Intense traffic airport. Do we not have... Where is our airports? I know we've got air bases. Do we not have any airports? I guess we don't have a single air... I mean, we got... The military air bases can be landed on by civilian, but I don't think we actually have like a major civilian airport as far as I can tell. So that might not be a bad idea.
Our network has been partially disbanded.
Oh, we keep losing agents in the field, which is crazy to me. $135 though, so we're doing pretty good there.
Our scientific...
All right. Yeah, an airport's not a bad idea. What would it cost us to put intense traffic airport? That's not that bad. Let's go ahead and put one. I'd like one right outside our capital here. Right here, actually. So let's get one constructed. That'll help us out. Public finances, blah, 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 blah. I'm sure we can definitely utilize it. Did take a little over a year to finish that.
Our government...
All right. And we have taken a lot of money from Russia, and I don't understand why. But the loan interest rate's unbelievably small, so I won't question that unless we're taking it for what we're doing for the budget. I think once you're spending money, you're taking a loan and then you pay it off at the end if you got an excess during the end of the year, or every quarter, I mean, which we do. So we'll still pay that off, plus a bunch of other stuff. All right, so taxation here. We can still mess with taxation, though. I'd like to keep working on increasing the turnover tax, which I know is somewhat unpopular. In this case, though, it seems to be popular. Could we get a $500 million on that? Yeah. I mean, we can get it regardless because we get to do what we want, but we'll go ahead and make a new reform. We'll call this the rich money reform. Confirm that. We'll create the reform. So that's going to be $500 million freed up. I'm going to go ahead and lower this 2%. I'm not even going to look. I'm just going to throw it right on that. And I'd also like to lower the... Oh, we had some terrorists there. Social Security, a percentage. That's employer and employee, 2%. Which people love. There.
One of my...
All right, we're going to infiltrate them and maybe potentially take them out. There we go. Lots of purchasing power, lots of employment. All right. Taiwan, let's see. Go ahead and do that.
Yesterday, during the 8 p.m. news bulletin, a commando unit took possession of the premises and delivered a public message to the millions of viewers. I'll spare you the details.
Okay, so the terrorist organization getting kind of ballsy now because we're close to taking them out. So they're starting to try to break into places. But I think if we don't get them dismantled this time, we'll have them dismantled next time. Popularity going back up. I know it was kind of rough there for a second, thanks to, you know, good old 420 kicking us. Environment's fine. Health going down a little bit because of that. Purchasing power, though, looks better. It was all big red smiley faces. Now it's a little bit more than that. Really, we still didn't get them this time around. And they're setting fire to people's houses. That guy's house is burned down like 6 times. This is unacceptable. Come on, we got to get him this time. Alright, so health. People need better health. Oh boy. Coverage for maternity, coverage for work accidents. Very expensive stuff. Very expensive stuff. I'm gonna wait till the I'm making too much budget changes. I'm gonna wait till it ticks over here so we don't take any more debt from Russia, even at that nice interest rate. Which we're only getting that interest rate because of how much money excess we have, which is why we probably could renegotiate our interest rates here. Which I'd like to renegotiate with the United States. So let's set up a meeting there. At least try to get it to maybe like an 18%. Just save us a little bit of money. Another high one is India. So let's go ahead and set up a meeting to renegotiate with them. And Japan. So we'll set up those 3 meetings. Try to renegotiate all those down. See if we can work this out here.
Sure.
Okay, so he took a coffee. Let's not push it. Negotiate an interest rate for the next loan emission. All right.
Very well.
Yeah.
What kind of offer do you wish to make us?
So it was like 19% or something. Obviously, we're definitely not paying you that. Can I get like a 18%?
We would prefer to terminate this negotiation. The terms are unacceptable.
Yes, unacceptable. How dare you request a 1% drop in interest rate with your budget excess of almost $8 billion. You know,
no thanks.
The problem with that...
Really? A bit of good manners? I thought I was going to die of thirst here.
The biggest problem with these guys is that...
What kind of offer do you wish to
we
make?
don't have good relations, which is why we're getting such a high interest.
We would prefer to...
Yeah, I figured the least. And Japan's going to give us the same treatment, but it was worth a shot. If we had better relations, but we're not taking loans away. You know, we're taking loans out against Russia, which is good. That's why we got such a low interest rate. But the people we have originally have loans off of are what are killing us in interest.
Please. Well, really, a bit of good... Very well. What kind of offer do you wish to make us?
I don't know. How's like 10% sound?
We would prefer...
Yeah, I figured. Maybe I should try bribing them and then doing it.
Be more precise. What amount are you thinking of exactly?
How about $100,000 to boost your coffers?
Extremely insufficient. We are looking for a
Oh my god, what, like $1 million? Jesus, get out of here. I don't know, maybe I'll do $1 million at some point just to try it. Alright, we now have capacity of sending over 20 tons in the low orbit and nearly 4 tons. Ooh, this is important. To destinations beyond Earth orbit. So now we can plan highly ambitious space missions. Even those unheard of. The conquest of space is ours. We are not the first, but we can profit a lot from this technology since our manufacturing procedure is very specific. Do you desire to patent it and render it commercially accessible to the entire world? Yes, I do want to patent it, but most importantly, I want to use the technology to develop long-range satellites that I can send into Washington, D.C., preferably. Alright, it passed and we're back at 100% because people love when you keep money in their pocket. So, lowering. Yeah. Oh, quick. We finally got a little bit of industrial spying going on in the United States. Yeah, people love it when you lower their Social Security. So that gets us back to a nice 100%, and marijuana is legalized, so what can go wrong? Is that something we can actually grow ourselves and sell? Is it subsidized, or how does this, or nationalized? How does this work? I don't think that that's actually in the game. Let's see, Mary Jane, I don't see it. Weed. Tobacco, but that's... Yeah, so I don't know how legalizing that helps us aside from like maybe human rights, which doesn't seem to be doing anything. So I don't know how that helps us. But the deed has been done. 132, environment going down. I bet I can increase environment. I don't see why, if we're lowering taxes everywhere else, we can't maybe potentially do a little bit of an increase on pollution tax. We got a deforestation. Oh man, let's see. Do we not have pollution tax? Oh, we don't have a tax on industrial pollution. No, that is, no, we definitely want that. At least maybe a 6%. What do people think of it? Honestly. But I know the Parliament's gonna, oh, actually everybody likes it. Well, it's not gonna make us any money. You know, 1.8 million, ooh, but it'll get us some brownie points. And I guess it's good for the environment or whatever, because, you know. All right, so we'll go ahead and do a tax on industrial pollution. I don't know, in the game, I don't think it makes a difference on like your pollution. I don't even know if pollution levels is something you can track. So I don't think it's going to actually help us. Industry-wise, it's going to hurt us a little bit, but not really. Ministry for Industry wants to resign because I created a pollution tax. All right, yeah, get out of here. I accept your resignation. You can go kick rocks for all I care. I'll find somebody else to do it. He'll get kicked out of here in a second. We'll put somebody else in charge. Yeah, if you don't get to ride this train, we'll throw you off. No brakes or anything. 2.19 billion cash surplus, public finances. Oh my Lanta. Paying things down. Not as fast as I'd like, though. I think August it'll actually kick in.
Has been partially
Espionage. Alright, yeah, go ahead and put somebody else in there. I'm not going to put anybody. They'll put somebody in for me, so. Ministry. Oh, look, he likes me. Good. Got great popularity. Yeah, screw that guy. I'm glad I kicked him out. I didn't like him anyways. Let's actually have a meeting with this guy. Just make sure we're on the same page here. Make sure I don't have to assassinate him or anything. I wouldn't want to have to kill him. He's probably got a family or some stupid thing. Nice. Okay, so how about the environment? What do we got here? So we did work on some of these already. I feel like I know we raised some of these already. Oh, Jesus.
It's true that the blow can...
All right. Here's a coffee, glass of champagne.
That's
Fine,
thanks.
all right. You're radiant too.
You're not.
All right, thanks.
A homemade bomb packed with nails was hidden in a public bin in the city.
Oh my God.
Get a statement.
Damn it. These terrorists are getting ballsy because they're almost gone. We just got to finish them up. Maybe I'll go ahead and start placing some of these guys under surveillance because obviously they're committing a lot of terrorist acts now, so they might be less likely to do it if I'm watching them 24/7.
Here is our growth forecast for the end of the year based on...
Now it's predicting a 3% annual growth. Unemployment's at 2%. That's maybe too low. That's probably too low. But we'll let it ride. Hey, inflation down to 14, so we're just going to keep letting it go. I'll change the key interest rate if that starts turning around, but right now I'm pretty happy with that. It's probably standing. Oh my God, we almost have a $9 billion budget excess. No, that'll be pretty good once the quarter ticks over. The interest rates are killing us. That's what's making it so hard to pay these down. It's the interest rates. We got to pay almost 20% interest on these, and there's nothing I can do about it. I want to pay these off before we, go to war. And building all that stuff is what caused the hike, because we took a $4 billion loan from Russia, but we'll pay it down. So not a huge deal. So if anything, I need to be cutting right now. I don't want to be spending any more money if I can help it. Cut money here and there where we can do it. We've got almost 9 billion. Where can we cut money? Airline ticket tax. We could do that down to 10%. Let's see. Really, it's so cheap. Oh, people. Well, what else? I'm trying to cut money where it's gonna help. Pornography, maybe? Wow, that's a lot of money that we're giving up. Oh, the Parliament loves it. Those dirty mother. What if let's see, was that 18? What if just like a 1%? People are hesitant. What did I do? Probably not worth it. Kind of looking for stuff that is gonna increase maybe purchasing power. I don't know how much of this actually plays into that. Inheritance tax. I think inheritance tax is literally like theft, but all right, we'll lower it 1%. Gives us a little bit of a popularity boost. I just want to start cutting some taxes back here and there. If I can increase, company turnover tax, which is such a small increase, for what it is, for how much it gets you, and it just doesn't. Everybody loves it. And then I can cut back certain things like increasing purchasing power, because that's like my biggest thing right now, right? It's getting purchasing power up. If we're gonna get our happiness ranked higher, because it's the lowest right now out of everything, in terms of where it's been. So purchasing power is still super, super important. Just trying to get that standard of living up for people. Ultimately, giving out the wages was good, but that's always a challenge, right? Because once you start increasing people's wages, then inflation goes up, and But we're down to 14.5, so we were at 20% at one point. We almost got that 5%. That's not bad. I don't want to increase the budget for anybody else here. Wait until probably, August? Because that's when we'll have our another quarterly report. Let's take a look at, while we're letting things take by, we'll take a look at the farming industry. This was something that I had subsidized a lot of. We subsidized corn, potatoes, and rice, and we haven't really seen the effects of it yet. There's a law on inheritance tax. So let's take a look. Everything's going down, probably because unemployment's down, believe it or not. So they might not be able to hire as many people. We could always increase the subsidies. Boy, I put 10 million into them. That's about as much as you need to put. I could nationalize some of this, but that's pretty good on manpower. I don't know if I dare raise it. Rice would be the only one I'd maybe want to keep increasing. That's a lot of manpower. If I increase the salary on that, yeah, 30 million. I figured as much. What were some other things that were a pretty large percentage of our GDP? Cereals was one. Let's go ahead and throw some subsidies in cereal. We'll do 10 million just like the other ones. That's usually the sweet spot. All right. Yeah, consultative role, no real power. How are we looking here? Dismantle. There we go. Head of state. Order a poll. Basic poll of voting intentions. None of these matter for us, because we're a dictator. We can... I know we can send emergency aid to people to improve relations. I wouldn't mind improving relations with Russia, because we want to get that. We want to ally them eventually. So let's send them. Let me see. Damage estimated in millions. 555 million. Ew. And they've got 92 million in donations from outside countries. So let's send 20 million. And see if we can improve relations with them over time. We'll keep checking in on that. Oh, look, that actually already did it. That greatly improved relations. Good. We could probably flip relations for some other people that we want to ally to. We're going to need lots of allies for for World War III. Okay, these guys have to be close to being dismantled. Dang, 19.
Everything has been implemented in the country to prepare for the national holiday.
Okay, national holiday. All right, let's set up another meeting with Russia. They might want an alliance now, which is something that we haven't been able to get with them. $8.81. We're going to crush that 9 billion here soon. Inflation bottoming out. Ooh.
A fragmentation grenade was thrown in the middle of the town's post office.
Yikes. That's not good.
Sent to the press.
I already know who's responsible. We're going to have to... I mean, we're real close, so... The attacks are going to get worse as we get closer to getting them out. So... Kuwait City. It's not even... Okay, interesting. An encounter was taking place between North Korean Democratic Forces and Finnish head of state. The latter gave them significant financial assistance, which may translate into a new wave of terrorist operations. Oh. The Finnish head of state. Really? They're supplying terrorists in my country. Alright. Well. Why don't we have a little bit of a meeting with you? That's it's important to increase your Secret Service stuff, because eventually you start finding stuff out like that. Alright. Let's have our meeting here.
No thanks. I hope you didn't make me...
Ah, this guy's tough. Okay. I'd like to get an alliance with you. I'll give you full access, and I actually will allow you to build one base. I'd really like access too, but I doubt I'll get it. So, still canceled. All right, we'll have to revisit that later. China never built the base in here. I could you know what? Actually, I lied. I'm gonna set the meeting back up. I'm gonna set the meeting back up. Really, we're that far out. September, October. Well, what the heck? Okay, so they're not available at all right now. I guess we'll just hold off. We can keep sending aid when the time comes. We're not... Not at that point right now. I got to figure out who else I might send a little bit of aid to help out. Who in the area would flip over to me and be a useful ally? Turkey would be a very useful ally, at least in this sort of in the sort of kind of Middle East, Baltics area. No doubt it'd be good to stimulate growth by a vigorous relaunch of consumption while also improving the household purchasing power. All right, here's our meeting. Threatened to reveal the scandals involving him. So let's give him a coffee, make him all comfortable. Oh, you're going to talk? Okay, well, let's do this then.
No thanks. I know the way out.
Oh, well. That didn't work as intended. We'll get there eventually. We're just not strong enough to handle that. Let's see if we can give some aid to Turkey. Is that something? No. These are the only countries having issues right now. I'm not going to be able to ally as much as I'd like to. I won't be able to ally the United States, so that's not really something to even worry about. All right, but we're at the end of this episode here, so let's take a look and see. Gross national happiness, 132, so about 20 up from where we were, almost 20 up from where we were last time. All in all, got a pretty good GDP, 37.7 billion. Growth saying it's going to be about 4%. What does this look like in terms of our budget? So we'll probably crest over 9 billion here soon. The debt as well, that's going to be our next big thing, just paying all this off, which should tick over here at some point. But yeah, doing all right. And Russia now is definitely a little bit more allied with us. They've gone backwards some. So we've got to keep poking with Russia, keep giving them aid where we can give it, where we can free up the money, and try to get them on our side. We're really going to need them as an ally, kind of like how we got China and Iran. We'll need them as an ally if we're going to go to war with South Korea here soon. Probably in the next few episodes or so. I just would really like to get the debt paid off first, and then I could take the rest of my money, and we're definitely going to want to probably drop it into the army, get a little bit more career soldiers here. And I'm thinking about building, we got 2 military bases here, which is fine. I've half tempted to build one closer to the border, but we probably don't have to worry about that because their capital is right here, so it won't be that hard to take it. They got way more military bases than us. One thing to keep in mind is they probably have U.S. bases here. I'm almost positive there's, yep, right there. I knew it. So there's a U.S. base, and there's a U.S. base. So we will absolutely be at war with the United States as soon as we do this. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind we're going to be fighting them. We can't afford to fight the United States. They would crush us. This U.S. base alone, I can't see how many it's got, but maybe I can try to do some intel and figure it out. Either way, with that being said, I want to thank you all for joining me. I do hope that you've enjoyed it. I look forward to seeing you next time.